ẹ̀yin wa ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ jùmọ̀ kọ orin ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwa ni ògo adúláwọ̀. Yes, ìwọ ni ògo adúláwọ̀ àwa ni. I remember when we were young. Nígbà tá a wà nílé ìwé sùkúù ìbẹ̀rẹ̀. Ilé ìwé bẹ̀rẹ̀ primary school a máa ń kọrin gan máa yan bóyá nǹkan tí mo ṣe mo rí kọ díẹ̀ nù àti pàápàá nígbà tá a máa lọ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì. A máa ń kọrin, a máa march, alulu, and don't lọ school nísìnyí wọ́n ti miss. They don't even have a clue what goes on in schools anymore because schools has become jack. All those people that enjoy those kind of quality educations, they're not offering these kids these quality educations anymore. Shame. Amato. One way konowa. One way batawa. We are polish it. They will inspect us like inspecting military schools. I'm at to assembly. And to watch in continue da. But not my mother to abunegba. And to back by day. Yes, that's one of the songs. To ba mo were batarea. Especially to ba di akoko break. Àwọn ìyá olóúnjẹ yẹn máa wá èlò lóúnjẹ nígbà yẹn èlò lóúnjẹ ìjọ kan máa jẹ àsáró ìjọ kan máa jẹ ẹ̀wà ìjọ mi máa jẹ ẹ̀wà àti rice ìjọ mi oríṣiríṣi oúnjẹ school Awólọ́wọ̀ nígbà yẹn correct food tí o bá ní balanced diet nínú ilé ẹ tó bá lọ sí school wà ní balanced diet. 50 kobo kini 50 kobo you be very 50 kobo lie 50 kobo what's a con 50 kobo ọ̀sẹ̀ kan ní 50 kobo ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì 2 kobo ní owó break na ma fi jẹun ma yẹn tá bá lọ ra bread àtẹ̀wà nílé Adébáyọ̀ ẹ̀wà oníbejì bread oníbejì yẹn that's the commercial one not the school one. The school one is supplement. Wọ́n lọ ra ìwà nílẹ̀ Adébáyọ̀ ẹni tó bá gbé odò ọ̀nà ṣé àwọn odò ọ̀nà wà mẹ́ wọ́n ti dé wọ́n pẹ́ lẹ́yìn a lọ lé Adébáyọ̀ a lọ ra ẹ̀wà àti bread ẹ̀wà yẹn bread oníbejì ni ilé Akínwùmí bá wa sọ di ilé Adébáyọ̀ ìgbà yẹn gómìnà Adébáyọ̀ máa ń wá bẹ̀ bá sọ di ilé Adébáyọ̀ nìyẹn. That's even a lot. 150 naira is a lot per term. That's a lot of money. 150 naira per term. That's a lot of money, mate. Adalu, yeah, David. Okay, Adalu, yes. Well, Adalu. Yeah. Ta ló mọ goody kọ́sán pé ní goody láì gbà yẹn goody lọ́dọ̀ mama títí ní junction goody no. Yes, ẹ máa jẹ wáyé tán ẹ tí máa gbé abọ́ ẹ báyìí. It's true, sagacity. All those ones have been put in the bin. Goody. Kai. Hello, ni goody. 2 kobo. And that time is even expensive. And they mess everything up completely. These people there now are the one that enjoyed that, and they mess it up. I didn't want to use the F word. They mess it up badly. Dankwa. Tatarata. Dankwa. Kuli. Wọ́n mú ẹ̀pà yẹn wá pọ́n sínú bí kíní òkòtò wáyé. Bí cone. Àwọn tó ń ta dankwa fún wa. Tó ń ta kúlíkúlí tó ń tẹ̀pà fún wa nísìnyí. Àwọn ló wá ń dá ríboríbo. Àwọn ló wá ń dá ríboríbo. Tó pé ẹ̀pà náà máa ń ta ẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀yìn ẹsẹ̀ wọn bá ti gírun. Ẹ ti rí gbogbo crack tó wà ń bẹ̀. Slippers náà máa wọ̀. Wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wọlé. They don't make noise. They just do what they want to do. They are just like robots. They were just doing what they want to do. They were just doing it. They were just doing it. Then, I miss Nigeria then, not now. No. The schools were run orderly. Tó bá di break time, ẹ kàn máa gbé tí class kan bá gbé, thank you Lord for what you give. Thank you Lord. Ẹ kàn tún gbọ́ class mi tí o ti tíṣà sí wa mẹ́ o. Ẹ kàn tún gbọ́ class mi tó tún máa gbé lọ́hùn yẹn. Piam. Tí class ẹ bá tún gbé ráì, ẹ tún gbọ́ class mi tó máa gbé mẹ́yẹn. Tó bá di 2 o'clock. Tó bá láago wá yìí, ẹ ní dúró de tíṣà. Àmì relé o bàbá. Ọlọ́jọ́ òní o. Àmì relé o bàbá. Gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ tí a kọ́ nínú ilé ìwé àwa má ṣe jẹ́ kí ẹyẹ èṣù kó ṣáájẹ lọ́kàn wa. Àbí o bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kórí o oríṣiríṣi orin. Tàbí ká kọrin break time. Wá bá wa jẹun Olúwa. Jẹ́ ká máa yin orúkọ rẹ̀ wá bú sí oúnjẹ ká sì jẹ ká lè bá ọ jẹun lọ́run àmín. God of mercy. Guys, if you are in Nigeria, if your parents is still clamoring for Nigeria, tell your parents that they're wicked. Very, very wicked. You lost all this? For what? For what reason? Free mindset? Free exercise book? Free way shiro? Mr. Giwa is a trader. Avec Bagbeni. Ṣáà mọ nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ Mr. Giwa nísìn. Àbí Ali and the Angel. Àbí Gbàgbé Bíọ́lá and Aládé ni. No. Everything has been completely bastardized and messed up. This is all the things we want to bring back. Maybe our elders now, they didn't enjoy the kind of enjoyment we see. Maybe that is why they're not clamoring for it back. But we feel it, we taste it, we enjoy our facilities, and now we see that these people are not enjoying anymore, so we're striving to bring it back so that they can feel life. No. There's one book called 1 Week, 1 Trouble. I think it was written by Ngugi wa Thiong'o or something like that. Nazareth College, near Pe. Mommy and you, mommy Arolola, no, can you say setting? Awa tawa enjoy it, dagba it crown school by. Can you believe in the 80s a brand new Beetle is 3,000 naira? $3,000. Nígbà yẹn wọ́n mú Tinubu lọ síbi kan ní Yejide area. Mo ti gba orúkọ bẹ̀ ibẹ̀ ló ń gbé gbà yẹn. And they messed all this thing up completely. And you are telling me we're not going to clamor for it to bring it back? You haven't laughed. We're going to bring it back. When you are sick, you go to the dispensary and enjoy free medical care. Everything they do at that time is malaria. Any Nivaquine or chloroquine. Any printing, another year they bring these things to school. Don't for any number. Funniest thing, I break on off from Buata. And nothing happens. It was a shame that we messed all this up. That we threw all these things in the bin. And we're not crying for it. None of us cry for this. And all these people, all these old people now, all these our elders now, they don't think about it. It doesn't bother them. What a life. What a life is that? It's a completely dog's life. can't believe any of our fathers who went and enjoyed this can throw all this in the bin for the sake of selfish reasons. And when you are agitating, people think you are agitating for the fun of it. They think you're clamoring for it for fun. They don't know you think about it all. And you look at it and you said, no, this is not the Nigeria I used to know. But mind you, not all of them are selfish and wicked. Some of them has got a lot of brain. And when we get there, when you find out what has happened, you'll be shocked. It's a big shame. And if you don't bring this back, all these facilities back, I don't think God will forgive us. If you don't fight for this. You know what? It's not only these elders that are guilty of this. I think it's back in the same circle. For your selfish reasons, sometimes you come up with a story that you don't know about. Information come on Mwaleni. And the information is very reliable. So Wambeni. This is all the things we're gonna talk about today. With me today on the program is our Baba, is our elder, is our well-learned, well-exposed, the man with so many terabytes of brain. I don't know how he's doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure in introducing to you my guest for tonight's show, Pa Alex Aguilar.
Leo Eku Joko gbogbo yín tẹ́ di jókòó tẹ́ ń retí ọ̀rọ̀ máa wá bá wa náà ni ọ̀rọ̀ lè sá lọ ó wà pẹ̀lú wa ó dẹ̀ máa dàgbà pẹ̀lú wa náà ni mo kí gbogbo yín lẹ́ẹ̀kẹta Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè ẹ jẹ́ kí nǹkan tá à ń wá kó tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ láìpẹ́ jọjọ. Ẹ ṣé, ẹ kú ìjókòó.
Wow, Baba, I'm happy to have you again. After a very long break, Baba is always available, always consistent, ready always to do what is necessary for us. So if you haven't seen Baba for so long, you know who to blame. Obviously me. Because the amount of work you gave me is a lot. So that is why I've not been able to bring Baba for this time, for this long. So I want to apologize to Baba and to our audience for that. That is definitely my fault and I put my hands up. Baba, I'm sorry that I haven't been able to bring you all this time.
I will want to differ. You've tried so much to get us, I mean, our listener and myself, get us together. Because without them, I'm nothing.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. If I don't have people listening to me, then I will not say the obvious. Stones will not listen because they can't talk. So if anybody says stones will listen, well, that's just a passing word to say. I respect every one of you listening tonight because Olódùmarè ló dá wa pọ̀. Bí ṣe sọ́njọ́ sí èèyàn yín ni gbogbo yín jẹ́ sí mi, èmi náà èèyàn yín lèmi náà jẹ́ sí yín. Nípa ti ẹsẹ̀ yìí náà la máa fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń sọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ ká máa fi ọ̀rọ̀ yéra wa níbi tá à ń lọ, torí pé tá bá ti gba ìlú wa tá à ń call fún, bí èmi ṣe sọ tí mo sọ fún Prof. Banji Akintoye, we are calling for the dissolution of the amalgam from source. Because in the first place, rúdurùdu náà fi ṣe. Rúdurùdu yẹn ló ṣì ń bá wa látijọ́ ẹ̀. Kò sígbà tí ìsinmi wà fún wa. Ọlọ́run ló yọ wá pa àdàbí Congo tó ẹ pé oṣù kẹta tó ń gba independence náà ti ń jà up till now. United Nations ló ti sún àwọn pé àwọn ti ṣe peacekeeping títí kò peace o. Ṣé ló ń dàrú sí i? Wọ́n nú ẹ̀ náà àwọn kan kóra wọn jọ sí capital wọn, wọ́n ṣe nǹkan mèremère fúnra wọn láàrin àwọn over almost 100 million people. Kò sí títì from the capital to the next biggest city in the Congo. Àfẹ́ rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ló yọ wá pé Awólọ́wọ̀ wà láàrin wa tó tọ́jú Western region tí gbogbo ẹ̀ wà tó ń pe sólẹ́bùnẹ̀ wá tó ń da kíní iyanrìn gbígbóná àti ọ̀dà tó ń dẹ̀ kọ́ àwọn èèyàn wa bí àwọn Tẹ́wọ́gbadé àti Oníàsàn tó ń fi ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ tó ń dẹ̀ fún wa ní free education àti free health àti oko research stations káàkiri. One of them, the School of Agriculture, one of the best tropical school of agrics in the world at the time in Western region in the 50s. Láyé ìgbà táwọn èèyàn wa ti ń gun mọ́tò tó ń gun automobile àti Mercedes, China tá à ń sáré lọ ra nǹkan kẹ̀kẹ́ náà máa ń gùn. Ṣé irú nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Western region gbà yẹn tá a tún fẹ́ gbé padà làwọn èèyàn máa ní àwọn kọ̀ àwọn fẹ́ lọ ṣe election. Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kí election yẹn kó jẹ́ nǹkan tí a máa súnra wa tì, torí a gbọ́dọ̀ call for the dissolution of that amalgam with all force. Kò sẹ́ni tó lè dá dúró mọ́. A bẹ̀bẹ̀ tá bá ní agitate, ẹ̀bẹ̀bẹ̀ nìyẹn, à ń bẹ̀ nìyẹn. We are calling on our rights pé àwa la jẹ́ kí ìlú yẹn kó dúró. Àwọn kan dẹ̀ ń lò báṣabàṣa on our heads. Gbogbo nǹkan bàjẹ́ lọ. Àdẹ̀dákẹ́. How will you take it? A big city like Lagos, for God's sake. of almost 21 million, Command Nino, a city that should be a center of industry and commerce, a city that should be a center of tourism and innovations, factories. Gbogbo factory tí Awólọ́wọ̀ kó sí Ìkẹjà mélòó ló kù bẹ́ẹ̀ sí. Àwọn factory yẹn, the shares of it are now made into churches. Whereas in those days, each of those factories would employ at least nothing less than 300 people. That's the least, the smallest ones. Ṣé bàtà lẹ máa sọ ni? Ṣé burúkú ni? Ṣé àwọn galvanized iron and steel? Not to name too many. Are we going to close our eyes to let ourselves suffer again? No. And let me assure you, the fact that there are certain moves to try to protect what? Nigeria? Are we really relevant in the world space? What's our relevance? Pé a tóbi. What's our relevance? Pé a ní army. What type of army? A disjointed army where obeisance is towards who you know. What type of structure do we have? A country that cannot boast of proper railway systems, cities without metro lines, cities without water supply, cities without electricity. Is it this what we want to continue in the pretense that we are protecting Nigeria? What Nigeria? Ask yourselves. And most of us are here in Europe and America. Yet we still don't understand that it is because of the lack of what I mentioned that drove us out. I said to myself when I was leaving, I cannot stand the fact that I have to be above some people because I know the NEPA boys to give electricity to myself. What of the rest of the people? When I was at home, usually with my uncle, we usually have electricity. The NEPA boys would bring to us the very fat fuses. So we just go to the roadside transformer. If it goes down, we just remove the burnt one, put another one. Is that what we should be doing for all our lives? That is not life. We live in an area that you just go into your house, in Europe and America and everywhere, you just scratch the wall and the electricity is there. You have your fridge, it keeps your food safe. Why do we deny our people this normal luxury? It's not a luxury. Something that you deserve as a human being. Why do we now pretend that janitor mi ló tóbi ju tiyín lọ? Is that life? Or the barbed wires that were invented to protect, to guard cattle in cattle ranches? I saw the barbed wire that might be protect our. So invariably we are also cattle. If we look at it that way, barbed wire was invented for creating cattle ranches and preventing other cattle from coming to mixing with the other cattle that the other man has. Only passages, agreed passages in between the barbed wire was allowed. We are living, I would say, our country is living in the 17th century. Even though we have a sense of modernity, we are riding cars and perhaps flying planes that we did not make, and cars that we can't even make any spoke of it. When we have well-trained engineers, architects, constructors, and all others who could be put into a body of consortiums to and target certain areas in the countryside. This is where you start your business. You others go there. Whatever you need from a central trust fund that we are going to create, we get money. Don't borrow money from IMF or the World Bank. Have you heard any day that the IMF gave money to Britain or France? Lagarde is the president of IMF, is a French lady. All they do is they help them to look at the process of ins and outs of their financial processes and guide them from not falling behind. But what happens in Africa? We are giving something that we'll never be able to pay back. That will not be the portion of the new Yoruba nation. We are going to organize it in a very powerful way. We make sure all our rich men invest into that trust fund and they'll be remembered for it. And even their children's children will still gain from those trust funds. Why do you keep billions into some accounts or outside? Why not make it work? Let it grow in a trust fund that is developing your nation, whereby you don't have to build high fences. You build low fences, beautiful ones, and invite people to come and see your homes, just like what we used to experience in those days. Why we wanted to lose all these advantages in the pretense that Nigeria that what Nigeria lo that láti ìjọ tán ti dá Nigeria, it was never good right from day one, January 1st, a Thursday of 1940. While some people were celebrating, so others were sad. So what's the unity in there? The amalgam. And in fact, sometimes I don't buy the idea of saying marriage. We were never married. We were just cohabiting. And those who put us together said we were lady of means, who was cohabiting with the pauper in the north. And they have had their vision. If you look at the map of West Africa and all those empires that were written about, without writing about our own empires much, except when our people stood up, like Samuel Johnson. The first book of the Yoruba history of the Yorubas was written it was supposed to have been published in 1898. But it was stabbed down because these people were trying to create a trading post. And there's already a battle between them and the French, thinking of the boundaries between them and the others. And there was even the occasion where the French claimed the middle part of Nigeria from Kishi to Lokoja. If you look at the through Ilorin and through to along River Benue, if you look at the map of Nigeria as I'm talking, and up to Borno, the southern part of Borno, that whole belt was claimed by the French until the British defeated them diplomatically. It was a diplomatic battle to claim that area and put everything together because they wanted to control the lower Niger reaches for trade. But they discovered there were certain waterways that were possible. From the Lagos Lango through to Kitopa and on joining through Brutu to the River Niger and on to Lokoja and up to the edges of the Busa Rapids. If you are opening a map of Nigeria, I hate talking about that name. I'm sorry, that's the way I grew up. If I mention it and you don't like it, the apologies. Because I'm wired by my grandfather about all I'm saying. And to the help of Olodumare. Now, I will not worry. Why will anyone say he doesn't want it? It beats my imagination. Why will anyone in his right senses says he doesn't want the glory of the Yoruba race, which other people are studying worldwide? And our past has become a text to some people, some countries in the world. Is it in Eastern Europe or the Western world? I mentioned a website that people should go into and find out. Even the Israelis, the Russians, the Ukrainians, everywhere, They are studying us. In fact, in the pecking order, when religions of the world are mentioned, the Ifa one is number 4. If you don't know. Number 4. Because of the content, the philosophy behind Ifa, the purity that it promotes, and which indirectly has affected the Catholic religion in Brazil. Ifa has made them to wear white. If you notice the Brazilians, Ashoala. Are we going to lose all these glories and subsume ourselves and mortgage our future continuously into Nigeria? Separat Williams warned before he left this glorious earth, I will call it that way, in 1915, that being part of Nigeria would stand back the civilization of the Yoruba race by over 200 years. Well, it's happening. I don't know if some of us want to continue that degeneration. Do we want to be a dying race while the Fulanis take over all our lands through back door? My able host mentioned about the kuli sellers. They were just sent not to really sell kuli, to start monitoring and studying you, because a conqueror studies the language and tradition of the people they want to conquer. They are very methodical. Those of us who think that the Fulanis are not literate, they are. It's not when you read the white man's book that you are literate. It's the ability to organize your mindset about what you want for the future of your children. Their own children is what they are fighting for. They want to expand. They want to take more land. Not that they don't already have land. Like I said in one of my speeches, northern Nigeria would take all the cattle that you have in West Africa 18 times over, and there will still be enough land to cultivate for agriculture. What do they want in our forest, if not for conquest? Clapperton said their intention was part colonial, part religious, and part 3 items. If I remember the third one, it was part colonial. They want to take over your land. They want to force their religion on you. Even some of us who believe that we have the same religion with them, they believe their religion, aspect of religion, the Islamic religion, is superior to the ones in the south. Therefore, they never allow us to kill for them. Those of who are my Muslim brothers and sisters, you know what I'm talking about. All through the years the Balewa was in Lagos, no Imam of Lagos ever fronted an Irun for the Balewa. And then we will say that he's a good man. He had a mindset, he did not want Nigeria in the first place. He was even a vassal, a deputy of the Ahmadu Bello. Ahmadu Bello was supposed to be a prime minister because he's the leader of the party. But he decided that I can't stay with those wretched of the earth. That's the way he sees us. Even though we think that we have all the degrees and all that. But to Ahmadu Bello, we're just wretched of the earth. That's one thing. And so he sent his deputy, go and rule them for me. Because it's happened many years back in the early colonial days. One of the governors, I think Governor Clifford, was staying in Lagos as the governor general, staying in the state house by the Manila. He went to the north and they wanted to introduce him. The guy who was introducing to the emirs and others who did not understand English language, and then he said, "This is Governor Clifford, Gomina Eko." When the man, he spoke in Hausa Fulani language, then because the man understood, said, "I'm not Gomina Eko, I'm the governor of Nigeria. Let it be known by all of you." So anybody like Balewa ruling in the south then, who we internationally thought was our prime minister, to them was just a deputy of Ahmadu Bello. See the ridicule we grew up with. I saw this when I was growing up. I said, how could we condescend to this type of level? Well, unfortunately, the man will go and represent us. You see his publications in the Times newspaper in 1960. I still have the picture. I cry in my mind that we all have left the truth of our own being. Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè tó dá wa. We've left it. Chasing peanuts. I've said once that even if they have to carry the central bank to their backyard, let them go with it. We will start and will become great again. Yorubas, they are not lazy people when it comes to industry. Look at all of us all over the world. I don't want to mention certain names. We excel. What do we now have to cover our excellent position worldwide in a bushel, all because we want to be part of Nigeria? Well, I don't think any sensible person will want to continue to be part of Nigeria. So we are calling for the dissolution of the Emir. It's not an agitation anymore. It's a call for the dissolution, either by acclamation or by referendum. Either is possible. Estonia did it. They didn't have a referendum. They just had an acclamation. Czechoslovakia, as it was called, had a meeting and then signed paper that, okay, you go your way, we go our way. 1993. And they now started to develop. They now had within them a free trade agreement to trade freely with them. That's what I would say Wise Abalea was requesting in 1953 during the conference that they attended. And you look at it, parties represented the people. It was wrong. If I would want to read one of the sentences to you, by our great father Awolowo, well, unfortunately, that was what he said. As me and my party are concerned, we shall assume our differences for freedom. So when we get home, we shall trash out the details later. It should have been, as the Yoruba people are concerned, we should have been representing a body of people, whether you are action group or agency of the Yoruba stock, should have represented us as a body. Then the parties who have selected members to go along with this front men, the people of the land, not the party, and which is what all of them did. So to me, I would say that conference that decided it's a null and void conference. It did not represent our interests. So the same thing from the East. Yoeta was saying that God will not forgive anybody that says we shall be in a free trade area. Well, Balewa said there were two whereases in his statement, that whereas the North, in this meeting, we are proposing that each region should have its own army, its own foreign policy, its own police, and its own customs, that is the border area, and no central government, meaning that each region should be an autonomous sovereign nation. That was the proposal of Balewa. We rejected it. If we didn't, by now, most of us talking now will not be here. We have been enjoying the beauty of what Awolowo started in Western region: free health service, free education, agricultural development, roads, community centers, old people's homes. One of the last is still in Yaba, Lagos. I don't know if they've increased the number again. At one time, the last one I knew was in Yaba, off Moleye Street, near Queen's College, Lagos. Some of you know where I'm talking about. My question is, why will anybody, but be it governor or any individual, will stand up to say they are not for Yoruba nation? Maybe they are not Yorubas anyway. Because any born-bred Yoruba person will not condemn himself. It's a condemnation of themselves.
Baba,
I'll stop that.
Baba, I managed to make some few inquiries, and what I was told is, number one, they get their location from Abuja. Number one, they get their location from Abuja. Number two, their master is there, which is Bola Tinubu. I was told that these governors are speaking what they want to hear, not what is inside them.
Okay.
That when it gets to that stage, everybody will know where they stand. Because they themselves said, I was told they are tired of the system. Even though they're making a lot of money, but they are like slave and a slave supervisor. They're not governors, they're slave that have been promoted to a slave supervisor. So that is the problem. Slave in two areas. And exactly what happened before the slave era, slave trade, that is what is repeating itself. And if you remember, Baba, they said the Arabs started the slave trade. They used to steal, kidnap people for slavery. And our people see they're making a lot of money from it, so they join the carcass. Instead of you kidnapping people, we sell it to you, make it easy for you.
Yeah, I remember that. My grandfather told me of that too. I just love that man. He just subtly puts a lot of information on a small brain when that small brain was growing up. And I started to nurture it, finding out. And that was why I became somewhat a traveler in Yoruba land. There's very few people, a few places I don't know. Very few places. I think I agree with you. They are protecting their current situation. And I believe by the time we arrive at having the referendum, everything will start to shift. Because we are going to also be calling that each area that constitutes Nigeria will at the same time stand up to redefine their relationship with the corporate body called Nigeria, because it is ceased to exist. And so whatever resources that was available to that area up to that point will be shared when an agreement is made in terms of how the sharing will be. Because there are some who contribute more than the others. If you look at the records of contribution in the late 59, 60, 61, 62, I have the record, I think I published it sometime. Western Nigeria was contributing more than it was getting from the federal. At every point of resource distribution. But they still kept theirs. But the central purse that everyone was supposed to contribute money into, Western Nigeria contributed more, and they get less from, not contributed less, and they get more. So the East was in between. So you look at that equation. I understand the governors say trying to protect their current resource source until they get a new resource source, which will be provided by the emergence of a central trust fund for the Yoruba race. Then I think they will jolly well play ball with the masters, I will call it. But the masters no longer have àwọn náà máa dá ijó wọn jó. Àwọn aráàlú ti kúrò ní wọn gbọ́dọ̀ wọn mọ́. I've listened to a lot of young men and women right across our land that call them in the night and the day from work everywhere. I have loads of them even on my Facebook. I chat with them. What do you think? Now the current wave of thoughts is that these politicians have failed us and that we know we have to be on our country. There's no point. And they also, most of them remember that they feel most of their relations have been killed or driven back from the north. So it is now the awareness is coming. Ìtẹ́ àwọn kan máa sọ pé Ọlọ́run ló kọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ò ní pé kán lọ pààyàn sí inú ilé ẹ̀ náà. But these people will do it. There's one man in London here. I just pray for him that to have a strong soul, to bear his pain and not to run amok. His 7 children and 2 wives were slaughtered, not murdered, slaughtered in his presence in Kano some years back. All because of what? He's from the south. All because of what? He became very rich. And he was very generous, thinking that because he's a Muslim, no one was going to touch him. The same thing with the imam of one of the mosque in Kano. His head was separated from his body. See, all these incidents happening should have informed our people that we cannot continue to have a political accommodation with a people who are very murderous. Yes. I remember, Clapperton said they were wicked. And that was why, when he got to their land, he was bearing an Arab pseudonym, Rais Abdullah. That's a British naval officer. Rais Abdullah, that was the name he carried throughout his sojourn in the north. But when he came to our land and found Oyole as a big, beautiful city of 15 miles radius, he was Clapperton from England. He didn't have it. All these documents are there for our people to see. Who started carrying the placard of Nigerian nationalism? While they in the north, NPC was formed to counter Action Group and NCNC, and they succeeded through subtle planning. We say they are foolish. They are not. I've never ever said they are foolish. Subtle planning and positioning. They know they had very vast land, but not many people. You can see that from the report of December 12th election of 1959. The votes they had was the least, but the number of seats they had was the most. You see, they're very good planners. I don't buy any one of us saying that won't go.
You're lying.
I will go.
True.
Because if even during the time they were doing that distribution, it was not the white man who did it. It was our people who sat down and planned. And then the North was always blackmailing the South. If you don't do this for us, we are going. They are the ones who have always been going. Not us. The records are there. Even during the 1966 incident, they were already going. Operation Araba was already put in place. Some of you know this. We should not deny the facts. There's no joy in hiding under a broomstick and saying that we are correct. I'm not correct. I'm only saying the facts. I don't want to be correct, but I want to let you know the facts. It's not about correctness. It's about the historical facts. It's about the contemporary issues that face all of us. We should not back down. No matter the pressure from the international community, we are telling them that the amalgam had in the first place was ill-conceived and ill-executed, and it has caused trouble right from day one.
True.
And up to this moment that I'm opening my mouth to talk.
Okay. Let's move on to Governor Fayemi of Ekiti State. And 5th of June 2021 rally. Fayemi said he doesn't want a rally in Ekiti. Should we listen to him? Or should we tell him to come and do his worst? Bring his guns. Because obviously his guns are useless now.
You know what I will tell our people listening? Has he done what I call an opinion sampling of his people? He cannot talk over his people. Talking over his people means that he's not actually representing them. Has he found out from his people that they don't want to welcome the rally? You see, these are some of the things, dictatorial tendencies that has crept into the African polity. We say we have elections and elect some people, but they are dictators. We start fearing them. We say, he's very powerful. It is our power they are using. If we do not put them there, they can't. And if we rise and say we don't want you again, we have the right to say this. But most of us, hey, it's your own sovereignty that you have bequeathed to them to help you, to help, ask them to manage it for you. That is providing for you certain facilities like free health service, like education, like roads, like water supply, domestic water supply, emphasize water in the home, not one tap in the frontage. No, domestic water supply in the home, where you go into the kitchen, you turn your tap. You go into your bathroom, you turn your tap. You go into your toilet, you press for water. That is what is supposed to be developed. That's what is called societal development. We are not anywhere. We have skyscraper and all that. Look at Lagos with all those gala of borehole tanks around homes. Particularly the I see in Festac and many other places. Is that what you call cities? We will not need borehole. Is that when water is readily available, God's giving water, the Ogun River is just flowing every day into the sea. We have the technology to do it, but we are not doing it because the federal government says it's exclusive matters.
Baba,
why should we be slaves to these things?
Can I chip in something in supporting of what you're saying? Everybody has a borehole on this side of the house. And that side of the house, they have a soakaway, their soakaway. And there's water in between. So the soakaway get drained into the borehole. Either their own or their neighbor's one. Because the amount of soil in between the soakaway is so short that it's always leaking in there. And everybody keep having typhoid fever. Because when you drink sewage water, you're going to have typhoid fever anyway.
Yeah, you see, last time I got to, one of the times, because I do go regularly, but I have a stoic mind. I look at everything and try to sip it into my mentality to be able to look at what if we do things differently. That situation has caused a lot of horrors. People dying of typhoid fever in Lagos particularly. Many years back there was no typhoid fever in Lagos. Some of you know Lagos. You jolly well agree with me. The major ones was the mosquito and which was being tackled seriously. And even before these times, McGregor, who created McGregor Connect, had focused on trying to tackle the mosquito incident and was also distributing mosquito nets in the homes in Lagos in the 1900s. What do we do now? What I told my friends that we are perforating the land to get water, and so Ilewa Diakberaja. And then the buildings on top. I know if you find out, a lot of buildings are falling in Lagos, not because of this situation. You count them in hundreds. Apart from the fact that structurally they are not sound, but the fact that the foundation on which they are built is sinking with the building because of all this sucking out of water from the subsoil. So a balance in nature is being disrupted by this borehole thing. And it's sad. And some people think it is wealth. It is wealth at a cost of human suffering. At a cost of human suffering. The disease, the falling buildings, and the smell. How do you live in such an environment? Yet, Lagos is 21 million plus, if not more. And there you have the Oyo Dam that should have been supplying Lagos and Lagos reservoirs with water for treatment purpose and being pumped into homes and industry and factories. It is not allowed to work. And who did? Our very able General Buhari. 1984, after he opened it, he did not allow the Federal River Basin Authority to complete its tax on that place. Shagari also abandoned what Obasanjo said he gave to him, that the Keregot Dam that was supposed to provide water for all the environment, the cities around the Lora, Oyo, Iseyin and all that, and for irrigation and for electricity. That place has not been completed. Whereas there are, if you Google dams in Nigeria, you find that there's a lot of dams in Nigeria, and most of them are in the north. And most of them are working. But because of the poverty of knowledge, most of them are not working properly. One of them was partially involved in the Bacolori Dam with my uncle. Has fallen maybe about 3 times. If some of you will remember, the time Buhari came, General Buhari, with respect to him, let's still call him General Buhari, or President General Buhari. He, second week after arriving, after his 100 days this he announced that 65 million should be allocated to the repairs of Bacolori Dam. Whereas the Keregot Dam is there, uncompleted. Oyo Dam is there, that needs to be commissioned and allow the electricity generating plant, even though it can generate more. It has 9 megawatts of electricity installed capacity. Up to today, since 1984, it has not generated any 1 watt of electricity. Yet we sit down, we say we are having political accommodation. I tried to speak to the Oshoba, the governor at that time, and all the other Oshoba, Gbenga Daniel. They seem to not know that this dam is just in their backyard. But it still floods from there to Lagos. It causes flood annually. Some of you know what I'm talking about. It shouldn't have been. If it has been harnessed to perform the duty it's supposed to perform. All the area, in that area, about 6,000 square miles of land should have been irrigated. And that's the area the Fulanis are trying to occupy. I now know. And that is adjacent to the one from Iseyin, this. So it's a single block with Lalate and Irua. So if those development had happened, the Fulanis would not have been able to come into those lands because they'll be coming across developed federal lands in agriculture owned by Yoruba people, staying in homesteads and Ileto, according to Professor Banja Akintoye, Ileto, or farm settlements. But since it was not developed, they found a ready place to hide. And it was deliberate for not developing them. I've seen that emphatically. Since 1984, Lagos by now should not have had any borehole, any single borehole in any home in Lagos, if it was developed. And is that, yet we have political accommodation. We now talk about PDP, APC, whatever it is, but what of the resources? What of your development? You close your eyes on it, and somebody is deliberately, subtly, with cunning, like the rat that will bite you and blow air into it, take away what belongs to you. Well, I'm expecting my listener to ask some questions.
Before we go to question, I have a video I want to show you, because I'm trying to organize this into segments so that it will be very easy for us to manage later on, because people have been saying we should be chopping into pieces, segment by segment. So that is why I'm trying to organize it in this way. Fayemi Ekiti Rally, what are we going to do? Are we just going to let them get away with it? Because the way things is what I would say to people, even if Governor Safayemi said there shouldn't be way forward. We're not discussing way forward, my sister. Way forward, we're sensitizing people, and the way forward is going to be kept inside us. We're not going to discuss way forward on this platform, because when we discuss way forward on this platform, anybody can pick it up and mess it up and mess about with it. If the Fulani are not telling us what they were doing, why should we tell them what we're doing? So I'm not one of those parties that will come here and discuss all the things we're doing and all the things we want to do. So you're not going to hear that from here. You're not going to hear it from me. If you're looking for way forward, we need to find another platform in which they're discussing that. All we're trying to do is discuss issue on the ground. We're not discussing solution. We're sensitizing people. We're making people awake. We're waking people up to what is going on and what is happening around them, and we want to see how we're gonna deal with it from there. So,
if I may come in, host.
Yeah.
What we are doing is for our people listening to think deep about possible solutions which will not be broadcast, could be passed on into central, maybe through you, to some of us who have happen to know a group that's a think tank developing every aspect of, because yesterday I was in a program about women, when I was saying women should stand up to claim their right as the proponents of free education, free health service, and electricity in their homes, water supply, and that they should not keep quiet. That men have done a lot, and what I mean by a lot, of trying to forget that we need these things. It's the women that suffer all these things most. They have to call their children to go and fetch water, carry heavy distance. It is not on in modern society. We have to make sure we have water, domestic water supply, I repeat. And it's the women that should take the agogo and ring to the ears of everybody, men and women. This is one of the things we need. We no longer want boreholes. We want free education. We want free health service. We can pay for it. It's not rocket science when you organize a society to pay for such things. We can. It happened before in Western. Our parents were lara. It was just one unit payment. It's not for every child. It's not for a singular child. It's for all the children that you have. It was a particularly interesting report about the day of Akure who said, so gbogbo àwọn ọmọ mi tí mo ní tí bá ti sanwó orí kan gbogbo wọn náà máa lọ sí ilé ìwé ọ̀fẹ́ ó ní ẹ̀yin balẹ̀ ẹ lọ gba ago ẹ lò. And that was how the whole of Akure and Everall got into the stream of supporting free education and free health. Torí àwọn kan tí wọ́n ń parọ́ fún àwọn máa fi àjẹ́ irọ́ ni wọ́n ń pa. And when it started, look at the beauty, you already related it. Gbogbo àwọn ìwé tá a lò, because I was one of the second batch of free education ìkókó, and ìwé ìṣirò, ìwé ìmọ́tótó, they were written by people in Yoruba language. Ìwé ìmọ̀ àgbáyé, geography, tá a máa tún ya map. Wọ́n máa tún ní ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ya máàpù àdúgbò wa. So we go round. You see, that's how you build cartographic sense into young people. Then they'll be able to expand it. When they tọ́ bá mọ àdúgbò wọn, wàá tún mọ ìyókù. And thereby they'll be able to know what is called direction finding. That was what we were taught. That's why I don't get missing anywhere I go in the world, because I have had that foundation from our law school. And for example, I did geography here. You see, these are things that I want our women not to keep quiet. When we are on web now, just talk out the possible solutions. If you think that it is a very sensitive one, write it down and pass it on to whoever is doing the program. It will go to the right quarters. Please, I'm appealing to all women listening. Don't keep quiet.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Let's talk about this Pastor Tunde Bakari's video that's been ravaging on the internet. It's a bit long, but I will try and see what we can do about it to make it shorter. So we're probably going to lose the first 18 seconds, which doesn't really mean anything anyway. So instead of losing the first 18 seconds, let's play everything, Jari. Let's watch everything. Here's the video, and let's watch it together.
Pastor Bakari, in the same light, what do you think can trigger the chain of reaction that you said it needs to happen in 2021, not 2023? But for the people in this room, what should they be doing as soon as they step out of that door?
Thank you very much. I'm a storyteller sometimes. It helps me to navigate through difficult questions that the likes of Sean will ask. When my second son was 10 years old, he told me that I would like to have a pool party. At that time, we didn't have a swimming pool in the house because I wanted them to learn how to swim first, lest we have casualty. But at this time, they had learned how to swim. You want a pool party, I'll have to build one. So I called my neighbor who was an engineer and somebody else. They designed, and we got a man to build a pool. Just a few days to the birthday, the man said, we have to renegotiate, the price has changed. I wanted to build a pool downwards, in the ground, but the ground would not permit me, so we have done a surface pool. Too much concrete had gone into it. You will need extra money, and what he was asking for was like, say, about $500,000 naira more. And I was so angry, I said, break it down and get out of here. I'm tired. You're milking me. I said all kinds of things. The man explained, I said, this is trash, you're trying to cheat me. Then I went back into the room, and I remembered the promise I made to my son, that you have that pool party. I said, oh God. So I called him back and said, okay, take the money, and I finished. On the day of the party, I was looking at the eyes of my son and friends. It was so bright, they were so happy. And God asked me a question after the party. Why did you not break the pool down? I said, I've spent so much, and because of my son. He said, you see why I have not destroyed you? Because I'm putting so much into your life. It is stakeholders that will build Nigeria, not spectators. It's because you are not putting anything in the ground here and you are thinking of plan A, B, C, D. Now, I agree with you. It's not wrong to have other plans, but temporarily you may have to relocate so that you don't suffocate. But believe me honestly, stakeholders don't, like pillars, move. They stay until they fix it. My story is known to this church. I was born lame in both legs. I didn't walk for 3 years. I was crawling and crawling. My mother did not abandon me. She stayed through until I could walk, and I became who I am today. I'm eternally grateful to her for that long suffering, for staying with it. If we are going to build this nation, we can't afford to be spectators. We've got to be stakeholders. We must have something that we are committed to. My children school abroad. They went to America, they went to Britain, but before they left home, we signed a family constitution. The maximum 1 month after your graduation, you are coming back to this country. This country has given us so much, we must give back to it. And we must make it a better place for other people so that they don't even have to go abroad for the kind of education you have received. Friends, you are either a termite or you are an ant, a stakeholder or a spectator. If this country means anything to you, this is the time to say, in my own territory of influence, beginning from my family, beginning from my place of work, I would start to to let people see what a Nigerian of our dream, not Nigerian, what a Nigerian of our dream should be. It's up to you, it's up to me. When we make up our mind that we'll fix this nation, we'll fix it. I'm not against anyone, like she said, having plan B or plan C or plan D. But here, God has prospered me and blessed me so much. I owe this country so much that I drink it, I swim it, I sleep it, I wake up with it on a daily basis. Jesus was not born in Nazareth, he was raised in Nazareth. But he put the name of Nazareth on the map of the world, that today when they say Jesus of Nazareth. When they say Ogunlesi, they are not going to say of Scotland, they will say of Nigeria. And so are you, my sister. Let us make up our mind today that by the grace of God, God given us life and given us strength, will fix this nation, that other nations will begin to wonder, how did they make it? It will happen in my lifetime. This is my own commitment. This is my dream, that Nigeria will be saved, Nigeria will be changed, and Nigeria will become great in my lifetime. And it begins with me. It begins with my responsibilities to the nation. I remember in the days of Buba Marwa, I preached on television, and it granted an interview, said there are some of these pastors with big mouth and they don't pay taxes. I didn't know who he was talking about. I called my external auditor and I said, please put my tax papers together from when I started paying tax, 1975, up to that year, that I've never failed in paying my taxes. And I kept on telling you, you have no right to complain if you are not contributing your quota towards the development of the country. Don't talk about potholes on the road when you yourself are not doing anything to improve on it. It's up to us, it's up to you, it's up to me if Nigeria is going to be great in our lifetime, or if you want to leave this chaos behind for your children's children. I have grandchildren and I have more coming, a grandchild I have more coming, that I'm thanking God for, that they will be proud to say, I'm a Nigerian. I told the British High Commissioner, one day after I'd gone to his place more than 3-4 times when we were structuring how Jonathan would go in peace. And he said, why are you so involved? Are you looking for a cabinet office? I said, it's beneath me. Are you looking for a ministerial office? I said, it's beneath me. I want a nation that works. And he said, what do you mean? I said, I was in your country, in the UK, and I needed to apply for British passport. I went to British Post Office, took a form, filled it, paid the right postal order, whatever it is, and sent it to them. Within a week, all the supporting documents were returned to me, and after a few days, the British passports came. I didn't call on phone, I didn't visit anybody, I didn't go anywhere. You write a letter to any ministry in Nigeria today, be it state or federal. If you don't show up, there's no reply. That must change, and somebody will have to start. It is you and me. We must make that demand, but we must be an example of what we want to see. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. What a...
Wow, Baba Jala.
I'm sorry for him.
You know what? I'm gonna get tempted.
Yeah?
I'm gonna get tempted and open the line at this point.
Yeah.
So that before we talk, let's hear what the audience wants to say. Because
The
I
word
felt
nation,
so ashamed
where did they get it?
of myself for this young man, or for this old man. I don't know what I should call him. Maybe I should call Pastor Tony Bakare a young man, or I don't know what to call him, because it seems this is I seem back to oh my God, you didn't even let me finish it, sir. Hello, sir. Good morning. How do you do, sir?
I'm fine, sir.
Hey,
Don't
why?
mind me if I will contribute.
Okay, please go ahead. Yeah, we're listening to you.
Bros,
Yes, sir.
with everything Pastor Bakari said, is there any concrete thing regarding development of human nation in Nigeria? In everything he says, and just speaking English, grammar, no concrete point in everything he said there. All what you say is just political. Look, we have to tell ourselves the truth. These people are not being called. There are different things, yeah, for you to be outspoken. English is sweet in your mouth when you speak out. But what is the concrete point that glorified God Almighty and the Jesus Christ that you are preaching of? He said nothing about it there. People are dying daily, every day in Nigeria, suffering, and you are not even bringing any solution to it. All what you say is Jesus Christ, Bible said this, Bible said this. There are things you have to put it down in the structure of human nature for that what Bible wants will materialize in life of death. Nigeria has it. Nigeria does not have it at all. We are dying in that country, and all these pastors will come out, speak grammar, rubbish grammar, without no point that glorifies God Almighty. Even Jesus Christ is alive today, he will insult many of them in public. That's what you are doing is rubbish. What did he say now? He said he went to High Commissioner. High Commissioner, his High Commissioner is asking him something. What is the point he gave out High Commissioner? For people in Mushe, for people in Lagos Island to enjoy as a nation, for people of Yoruba, for people of Igbo, for people of Fulani, for people of Musa to understand that this is your country. Nothing.
Okay, Uncle Ayo, I'm gonna have to take it away from you quickly. Baba Odua, you are on the show tonight. Your contribution, sir.
Oh, thank God. Good evening, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Chief Alex Ajala and Adi Thomas.
Yes,
yes, concerning I watched the video you showed now about Pastor Bakari. These are the kind of people that are using the kind of grammar, the speak like a queen, to deceive the younger one, not to understand the full picture of things in Nigeria. Nigeria, first of all, is not a nation that you are talking about. You have never even talked about your own nation that God created there. Is he making his wealth from that or from the land that God made him to be? That's number one. Number two, or whatever he was saying now, I will always try his best in his time. What is the result of it today? So how can you think that you can change the way Nigeria say only one person, whatever the people that have been polluted in all their life, they are working in the ministry or another thing. Whatever those people that have been planted in the kind of government they were, that nobody can change them. So how are you going to change them? Those are the people that make them work. Look at Buhari today. He was somebody that people were thinking that he's going to perform well because of what they have discovered before. What is the result today? Instead of these people to support, to make sure that how that place can be better is when each nation becomes their nation, then we can have something that somebody will be following the other one. This one, remember when the time of pre-education, remember that the other nation wanted to follow because they saw the food quality and good thing that happened in that time in the West. Other nation, other region want to follow before the military came. So why can't we do that? If there are going to be any way that other people will follow our system, they say that this is a very good nation, let us copy them. Now they are bringing us back. How many of people that can have a opportunity of what he has got? No, I think I will be in support of it. And concerning what Baba Ajala has been saying, he's telling all the facts and the truth. And he said something about the borrow and what do you call this? With something that they Mali pull together. It is how they manage wasted the resources that can make it to work well in that place, and that's why people are trying to have a way to help themselves. So in that place, unless you have your nation to rebuild it in way you want,
unless you have your nation, Daddy.
Thank you.
I'm going to take it away from you. Thank you very much. Mr. AKIN, you are on the program, sir. Go on, Mr. Akintoye.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, boss.
Yeah, I greeted you. What I would like to say,
you are here tonight. This is because I fired your bomb last night that you've not been watching.
No way. You know how it goes in this country. No way. I'll just try to put some little contribution in this program. So it's just like Pastor Bakar has just said. Everybody knows Pastor Bakar that he's an orator. He can talk. He knows how to cajole people. He's a pastor, and he has said a lot of things, But I won't be surprised because he wanted to, he has just faced his church, big congregation. He's making his money there, right? And can you believe there was a time he said, God calls me to become the president, to run to go for presidency.
Yeah.
And he went there with Buhari. At the end of the day, he doesn't win. How can God call you as a pastor and he asks you again to go for presidency? And you went there, you didn't win. You are disgraced back. So now you're coming back and said Yoruba, whatever, you don't want to support. How can you not support the people because you want to stay where you are making your money? You keep it to your business, your family. What exactly has he contributed in this country? Nothing.
Nothing. Is not actually contributing anything, sir.
To talk, telling people are dying every day. You didn't see anything. You just come out now, showing face, lying to your people, to your church, not we. You can't lie to us. The game is over. The game is over, please.
Okay.
That is what I'll just say.
I'm gonna take it away from you, Uncle. Yeah, I really appreciate your contribution,
right,
sir. Thank you. America,
all right, sir.
Your contribution, man.
bàbá wa ẹ káàsán ẹ kọ́ àbí ẹ káàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù lọ́dọ̀ yín bẹ̀ yẹn ẹ kú atótónu ẹ kú ìgbà gbogbo
ẹ ṣé gan madam ẹ ṣé o
a máa rí yín bá o.
àmín.
ẹ ṣé ma.
ọ̀rọ̀ ọkùnrin yẹn ò sí much lórí ẹ̀. He's a stakeholder because he wants to be a president too. Stakeholding power rẹ̀ nìyẹn. He's a stakeholder because he's paying tax. Has he forgotten pé àwọn kan ti ń pay tax kan tó bí lórílẹ̀-èdè yẹn? He's a stakeholder because his son was able to have a pool of maybe 1.8 million
at the age of 10.
He's a stakeholder because àwọn tó wà lábẹ́ ẹ̀ ó ń gbowó wọn as a pastor. Àwọn kan ebi dẹ̀ pa wọ́n lójoojúmọ́ is a stakeholder. What contribution has he to the nation that is calling himself a stakeholder? Because he has a church, because he pays tax. And life àwọn èèyàn tó wà lórílẹ̀-èdè yẹn kò mátà sí. Anyway, àwọn ò bá Nàìjíríà ṣe mọ́ṣá. Kọ́ máa mú Nàìjíríà wọn kó lọ máa bá àwọn Haúsá fámìlì ẹ̀ tó fẹ́ máa fi jẹ́ Nàìjíríà. Káwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ àti irú ọmọ ẹ̀ máa fi máa proud pé Nàìjíríà làwọn kọ́ lọ máa bá wọn ṣe. He has nothing to say at all. And he's not even ashamed. Ó kó ẹrẹ̀ bá orúkọ Ọlọ́run tó ń polongo ẹ̀. Mi ò rò páwọn yẹn tiẹ̀ lọ́lọ́run anyway. And I'm not sorry to say it. Torí tí wọ́n bá lọ́lọ́run ni, wọ́n á ní conscience. Their conscience has been sold to the devil.
Okay, their conscience has been sold to the devil. I want to appreciate your contribution, madam. God bless you. I'm going to go to the next caller.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Caller, you are on the show tonight. Your name and where you're calling from, sir.
Sorry, bros.
No,
It seems to me as if I'm the first person that called earlier on, and I'm the person that call back again. You see, to be honest with you, the topic you brought out today is so painful, you know, especially with Asobakari. I won't lie to you. First, let me praise Baba that is there. To be honest with you, Baba is speaking like a huge man. I don't think we can even have any Baba that will be speaking like this in Nigeria anymore. You see, when Moses wants to bring his own citizen out of Egypt, he tell Pharaoh, let my people go. What that means is that let them have a nation where they will decide if they will have borehole in their own nation or they will have water that goes into everybody's house. Pastor Bakari should come out and tell Nigeria that let the Yoruba be, let the Igbo be, let them be. They will decide if they will have borehole in their house.
Fantastic,
or
uncle.
They will have water that flow into all houses in life. Bros, hold on, please. England make use of their weather for money. All houses that build in England must have heater. What that means is that they make use of the weather to generate money. Nigeria should be a country whereby all houses built in Nigeria must have AC. Look, Pastor Bakari should plead with Almighty God. Before God, we send Almighty to destroy him. So please, just stay in your church.
Just stay there, please.
And keep quiet. We need Yoruba nation right now for us to achieve our glory in life. For the whole world to recognize that they are human beings.
Okay, because of the numbers of call, uncle, because of the numbers of call that are coming in now, I'm gonna let you go, sir.
Topic, you know,
thank you.
Especially with Bakari that you brought up, it's so painful.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the gentleman from London, go ahead. The gentleman from London, go ahead. You're on the show. Yeah. The gentleman from London.
Hello, sir.
Hello, yes, you.
Oh, Shemini, sir.
Ben, sir.
Okay. Kale, sir. I think here on Baba no. On the Kale. Sherry, I'm just going to quickly comment on the video shown to us. Pastor Bakari have a belief that he was on the altar dishing out messages to his congregation, there is something we call exegesis, Thomas Law in the church. But however, we're going to leave that area. Jerry, we discovered that all of these people that Nigeria fed with spoon, they ate free meal in school, they had good free education, and one baluje. How dare a man of God don't suffer pay? We have, you see, all of them put together, what they have in mind is to just come and show us how big or how connected they are to the government or to one name everywhere. What is our business in talking about meeting the Petition Commissioner?
Fantastic, Uncle.
This is the problem with it.
I'm going to let you go.
You build a swimming pool.
The gentleman with the 5465 number, American 647-5467 number. You on the line, please? Yeah.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to. My name is Olu. I want to make a contribution. I'm calling from Canada.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
I just want to make a contribution regarding
the video.
Your regarding Pastor.
Go ahead. You have to do it quickly, sir. If you don't do it quickly, there's so much calls coming in, sir.
Okay. I just want to say. What I want to say is that, see, before anybody can contribute to us achieving this Yoruba nation, especially those of them who are members of political parties, they have to renounce their partisanship. For this Yoruba nation to be holistic, they have to renounce their partisanship. So what I'm trying to say is, Pastor Bakare is a member of APC. So he campaigned for Buhari, he campaigned against Jonathan, and he was part of the people who supported Buhari coming into government and preaching in the church saying that Buhari was the Messiah. Now he's in a difficult position. He can't. That is why he can't come out to speak against his government. He couldn't say much about the people that are being killed by the president group or whatever they're doing right now.
Uncle, you're gonna have to round up your question because I got the line crying on my head here, sir. You got 10 seconds left here.
Okay, so what I just want to say, my own contribution is that Pastor Bakare has to renounce his member. I mean, when I'm saying Pastor Bakare is a partisan person, he's not a true man of God. He has since lost the focus. I mean, I used to be a good listener of his teaching, but he is a partisan person. He's a member of APC. That is why he cannot speak the truth.
Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate your contribution, sir.
We Yorubas must not back down.
Okay, we're not buying now, sir.
We must not back down.
Thank you, sir. God bless you. The gentleman from is it Caligari or something like that?
Yes, Canada.
Hello, sir. You are on the show, sir. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, that's me, right?
Go ahead, sir. Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Okay. Yes. I want to first of all thank Baba Adela for all the enlightening discussions he's given us. Now, coming to Pastor Tunde Bakare, he seems to be speaking just like every other pastors in Nigeria, most of them. And his sister, one lady spoke about maybe what they're benefiting from the country, which may be right. But I think they too, they are very, very ignorant. He mentioned something about Nazareth and Bethlehem. Israel is a nation from the same father. So they are not like Nigeria. Nigeria itself as a country is a completely ungodly arrangement. No, like Europe, Western Europe, I was telling my family, Nigeria is supposed to be like Western Europe. There are supposed to be many countries or many nations because of the different languages. As Nigeria is today, there can never be any development. Even if the Fulanis are not killing anybody, but the way we are grouped together, it is completely
not the way God forms nations. Like I think Baba Ajala mentioned it sometimes, and it's in the Bible. When God was going to stop the project in Tower of Babel, the only thing he did was to just confuse their language. So Nigeria is just exactly like that. Except the Yorubas, the Igbos, and all the other nationalities free themselves, they can never move forward. So, and I think the white people, they are very, very wise when it comes to that. That's why you have in Europe small nations, big nations, and they are all thriving well. So all the people on the platform that are interested in Yoruba nation should not be confused by whether pastors or imams or whoever is opposed to it. It is the right way to go for Yoruba nation, to form our own country for ourselves. And I want to quickly suggest that the elders that are in support of the self-determination should just unite themselves together and form possibly an elder forum that will be able to advise the younger ones. I don't really like all the speeches some elders make around for Yoruba nation. We need one voice to be able to speak when it comes to situation of Yoruba nation.
Fantastic, sir. I really appreciate that, sir. Ogami Abimbola, you are next, yeah? Ogami Abimbola, you are next. Go ahead, please.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm calling from Maryland. And I listened to what Pastor Bakari said.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it's very unfortunate because that is how all the pastors are doing. It's just very unfortunate. Yeah, I'm a Christian, but sometimes when I look at how these pastors, how they talk to people, it's very unfortunate. How they're asking questions, he's saying something about you have to visit pastors. Let me just put something to you, sir. Sir. It's like he's part of the people. What do they call it? This man of God in out of the world. They said this last plan B. So he has a British passport. So he's trying to tell people that if anything happens in Nigeria, the so-called Jew, he will fly away.
True.
He will fly, he will walk. And so many people are dying every day in Nigeria. I lost a friend of mine on about the FSA in the house of these Fulani people. About a month ago too. It's so pathetic and very, very sad that this kind of people they have the guts to be talking on here. What?
Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate that, sir. My brother from America, how are you doing, sir, Mr. Alajire? Mr. Alajire, you're on the program, sir.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I'm going live.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Contribution of the mini pay. We cannot rely much on our elite, both religious, political, and
we're losing you, sir.
Okay.
Sorry,
Uncle, we're losing you, sir.
Okay,
I'm going, sir. I'm going phone. I'm going to anywhere else. We're listening to you loud and clear, sir.
Okay.
Uncle Lajire, I'm going to do by sir. I'm going. You've only got like 10 seconds left, sir. 10 seconds, yeah. Hello, hold on, please. Okay, Mr. Onide, you are on the program tonight. Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Hello, brother. Me. Yes, sir.
Sherry ọ̀rọ̀ tèmi ò pọ̀ mo pẹ́ kí n tó dé mi mọ bí tẹ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ mo kàn ní kí wọ́n ní Pastor Bakari sọ kankan.
Ẹ sì bá mi sọ sá. Bọ̀dá mi.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Sherry nǹkan tèmi kàn fẹ́ sọ ni wípé àti Pastor Bakari ni o, àti Babaláwo Bakari ni o, àti Tinubu ni o, àti ọ̀ṣọ́ba gbogbo tó kóra wọn jọ tó jẹ́ pé ọpọlọ wọn ti dọ́gba ọpọlọ wọn ti jóná. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí wọ́n fa owó aago wa sẹ́yìn. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mi rí.
Wọ́n lè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ní ká dojúkọ. Àwọn eléyìí wọ́n fẹ́ máa fi tí wọ́n fà wá sẹ́yìn. Ọ̀rọ̀ Bákàrẹ̀ la máa gbé sọ lẹ́yìn, ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀ṣọ́ba la máa gbé sọ lọ́la. Gbogbo kinní wọ̀nyẹn ò ní jẹ́ ká lè kọjú síbi tá à ń lọ. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mi yìí ẹ jẹ́ ká fi wọ́n lẹ̀. Ó gbogbo wọn yẹn gbogbo àwọn bíi 10 tọ́nà kóra wọn jọ tọ́nà fẹ́ máa decide fún bíi 60 million ọmọ Yorùbá. Àwọn tí wọ́n ní kí tọ́ máa kú tèmi dọ̀la. Sáwọn yẹn ló yẹ ká máa ro ọ̀rọ̀ wọn. Wọ́n ní ìfẹ́ jù kankan mọ́. Àwọn gan ọmọ bọ́jọ́ alẹ́ wọn ṣe máa rí mọ́. Torí náà ẹ jẹ́ ká fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ káwa máa ìlépa ibi tá à ń lọ ní ká máa wò ẹ má jẹ́ ká wo ọ̀rọ̀ tiwọn adánidúró do ní gbèsè ni wọ́n.
Fantastic, thank you.
ẹ ṣe fún ẹ ṣe dùn wọ́n yẹn adánidúró ní gbèsè.
Orí ọlọ́pàá dollar sign pound sterling sign ló wà ń bẹ̀ àwọn àdàdẹ̀ wà ń bí dọ́là la fẹ́ fi síbẹ̀. How do we go about it?
We're still working. Just convert it, sir. Manual estimated.
Okay.
So you said just convert it estimatedly, and that will be fine.
Okay.
What's that?
I'm going to do that.
Fantastic. I really like your courage, sir. Thank you very much. What else, sir?
You're welcome.
Okay. One of the reasons I brought that, but before we come back to, let's keep Pastor Bakare for now. When we're rounding up, you will see the reason why I brought that one into the program tonight. June 12th, rally everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world. Please don't forget, there is one near you. If you're in America, there's one in DC. If you're in England, there's one in London. I believe if you're in France, if the road is clean, you're gonna have one in Paris. If you're in Germany, there's gonna be one in Cologne, and everywhere. The only one I don't know about is Nigeria, which we're still keeping under wrap at the moment. So there was a kidnap in Ishagaorile area of Ogun State, Abeokuta to be specific, in which some people allegedly called Fulani went to a house. The husband was there, the wife was there, and they kidnapped the wife. And the man is so distressed. I was told there's one coming up in Italy. I used to call it Italy, but they said it's not Italy. They call it Italy. But it's when they call it Italy, so we have to start calling it Italy. But I know about the Lua as on Yoruba, no, when Yoruba, and Yoruba ni it's not Yoruba. What I want you about more pay. Don't have any only raw, one only raw. So the video is recorded in portrait, even though I don't like portrait recording. I'm not going to turn it. I'm gonna play like that, so you're gonna find out that the video is lying down on the side. You have to please bear me like that, because I want you to see the full video. If I don't play like that, you're not gonna see the full video. Let's have a look at it. Here's the video coming up.
Daddy gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá bá mi gbé fóònù yẹn sí bá mi gbé sọ́dọ̀ mi ṣó ti start yẹn. Mo ti start. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko níbikíbi tẹ́ ẹ wà ní báyìí a wà ní orí títì tó lọ sí Abẹ́òkúta láti Ìṣàgá orílẹ̀. Ẹni tí wọ́n gbé tẹ́ bá rò pé bóyá yẹ̀yẹ́ ni wọ́n ṣe tán ni wọ́n gbé yàn, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ gbàgbọ́ tọ́dẹ̀ máa wá kanlẹ̀kùn yàrá tiyín, ṣojú títì náà ti ń gbà àwọn èèyàn sí wọ́n máa wá kanlẹ̀kùn yàrá tiyín ni ṣe rí ọkọ ẹni tó gbé ìyàwó ẹ̀ lọ ní ọkọ ẹni tí wọ́n gbé táwọn Fúlàní gbé ìyàwó ẹ̀ lọ lálẹ́ ní àwọn inú gbọ́tẹ̀lé wọn àárí wọn mú ní báyìí ẹ wo bó ṣe dá ẹni ẹlẹ́ni sàdánwò bí ẹni yìí ṣe dúró báyìí tó ń sunkún bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Buhari wàá rógun ẹkún o wàá rógun òṣè wàá rógun ìyà jágbájá tìjàtì àti nítorí pé ó mú àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ní orí ilẹ̀ bàbá wa òun ni wá lára ara ni ẹ gbogbo nǹkan tó bá ń ṣe tó ti ń jẹ́ fún ẹ kò ní jẹ́ mọ́ àfi tí ò bá ń ṣe ewé àti egbò náà fi ń ṣe ló bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ bí ṣe wí lálẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe máa rí àròọ́rọ̀ mọ́ ẹjọ́ ẹ bá mi sọ orúkọ ìyàwó yín ẹ̀jẹ̀ júwe bó ṣe rí.
wàhálà àwọn tó jápa mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ bí àwọn méjì.
Get involved with the nitty-gritty of what the woman looks like. A woman will always have breasts, they will have a good lips, they will have nose. If they have babies already, their belly will be a little bit depending on things like that, as long as the husband love it like that. So that is the most important thing. So a woman is a woman. I've been told, not confirmed, that the wife is the husband is the APC youth chairman for that area. So it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter whether your party is in government, whether you are the son of XYZ or they are the daughter of WKNLM, it doesn't matter. When they want to take you, they will take you. But like I have been saying in the last few days, that is all coming to a stop very, very soon. That is coming to a stop very, very soon by the grace of God. Because what we're planning to do is to put so many operatives everywhere so that we can conquer these non-entity animals that have been kidnapping people for ransom, for rape, for body part, probably, I don't know, but probably for body part or for anything they want to use it for. Fake information and their implication is the next one we want to discuss. Baba?
Before you go on, I'd like to respond to all the things
okay, go ahead,
said.
sir. Go ahead, sir.
First of all, Bakari seems to be ignorant of the fact that Nigeria is not a nation. Whatever books he read, he should go back to look at the anthropological definition of nations. Or if he cannot do that, he should go on Google and search for the first speech of Jack Straw when he was Foreign Minister Secretary under Blair, the first meeting he had in Europe, where he defined that nations are built on the basis of a common language, a common ancestral origin, common way of life, and all other things that are attached to it. So for those of us who still call Nigeria a nation are making a very big mistake. We should stop calling Nigeria a nation. It's not a nation. Like one other contributor said earlier, if there was no inroad of the white men that led the British into our territory, there's no way any of our ballet and be Bashorun will cross River Niger and go to the north and say, it's impossible that they will understand. They were rather hearing a stranger talking to them, dressed in a different type of way, in his agbada that is uniquely designed as a Yoruba agbada. They will get their cutlass and their goji and drive the person. And if he's able to escape, come back to tell his Oba what has been said. That alone, that thought of that alone should make us realize that we cannot continue to foster Nigeria. And that is why some papers saying separatists and all, we reject the word separatists. We are not separatists. We are calling for the dissolution of the amalgam from source because it was irregularly put together. And that's what all Yoruba should be calling for. We are not separatists. We are not agitating. We are calling for the dissolution of the amalgam. And that should be our sing song on the 12th of June. We are calling for the dissolution. And we have a right to defend that position. Because Even those who put it together said it was a temporary affair. It's contained in their documentation. Unfortunately, it was those of us who read too much of English language now started to call Nigerian nationalism. Our forefathers did not create Nigeria. So we have a right to call for the dissolution because it has caused us a lot of mayhem and pain and deaths, and continually up to this moment I'm talking. We no longer want to have that happening. We are calling for the dissolution of the amalgam that put us together. That's what will be our language. And we repeat, we are calling, not agitating, not requesting. Please, everybody hearing me now should know that language. We should use it. It's a translation of Yoruba language. À ń pè pé a fẹ́ kúrò náà ni, kì í ṣe pé à ń bẹ̀ wọ́n. Àti bá wọn ṣe tó, ó tó gẹ́. So we are calling. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Baba is calling for, we are all calling, me, I'm calling for, and you are calling for the dissolution of Nigeria. And we can all go back to our separate countries instead of merging all the countries together for no reason. I want to thank everybody who's been part of this show tonight. Great. We're moving on to fake info and their implications. Journalism, good, accurate information reporting. What are we doing? Are we losing it? Are we doing too much propaganda? Or do we just want to talk for the sake of talking? Because some of the information that are coming out, so many of them are fake. And some of them, when they're splitting out this information, their neck will be stretching like something else. We're not taking calls at the moment. Uncle, we're not taking calls at the moment, please, yeah? Hello? Hello, we're not taking calls at the moment. Give us some time. Let's iron this one out. We're not taking calls at the moment. I'm on a show. I'm actually explaining something. But you're my brother. I cannot ignore any one of your calls. That's why I answer it. Give us some time. In some few minutes you can talk again, sir. Please, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Okay. So, fake information. Sometimes ago, there was an information that somebody pumped out on social media. And maybe Mama should have a lot of information in Lalei because it's gone away. We've tried and talk about it, and it resurfaced again. And I'm not happy because so many people were calling me to say, how far, how true is this one, that one. They make some people panic. They make some people worried. It's good to pass information, but we need to be very careful what information we're passing around. And I'm going to probably go deeper on this one tonight so that we can understand what I mean by fake information and how to deal with it. Because we're getting sick and tired of all this stupid fake information that people are carrying about. Yes, we need as much information to go around. Don't rush on for fake information, because when you do that, you're causing more damage than doing any good to anybody. I'm going to try and Baba, what can fake information do to us? I think I lost you. I lost the audio, sir. Your audio is not there at all. Okay, it's there now.
I said derailment.
Yeah. Okay.
It
fake
derails,
information.
Yeah. So what we do is that we should always listen to information with a pinch of salt. We should always make sure we find out the source of such information, because a lot of information are now being thrown around to confuse our people, not to know the direction we are going. But one thing I advise, is that we know our focus. If you hear any information that is not in line with what we believe we want to happen, we should not listen to it. Because the moment we listen to it, we'll be disturbing our process. We'll be disturbing our process. And our process is moving forward for the call for the dissolution of the amalgam. And I understand there's some information that are going around the circles. There's some people are saying that some of us are separatists. Even that, if that statement is correct, we reject that word. We are not separatists. What are we separating from? Nigeria was just banded together. It's just an amalgam like any big company. And it's not working. Then we call for the dissolution. We have the right to call for it. We have the right under United Nations Charter of self-preservation. We have the right to defend our people. We have the right to call for a new nation. Just like the people in Soviet Union, as mighty as it was, decided that they no longer want to be part of Soviet Union. And they just went their ways, and 15 new countries came out of it. And the first set were the three Balkan states, the Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia. And the rest of them, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and of course, you know all the names. And then Czechoslovakia. If they were listening to fake information, they would not be able to go forward. So we should not take cognizance. We should hear it, but let's discard it like a piece of trash. If it is not in line with our focus, hear it and discard. Just there goes another one, trying their level best. Just like Pastor Bakare's speech. It's not fake information, it's what I'll call a mustard up information, trying to confuse the listener, using the English language, which is not his home language, to try to talk about stakeholders. Who is the stakeholder in this country? That you should contribute your little bit. Which purse are you going to contribute into? That's the question the listener who are clapping should have asked. But unfortunately, most of our people, that's why I say, when I talk, I please beg you, if I'm wrong anywhere, let me know so that we can take care of those places where we are wrong and find out and do more research to find out what we should let you know. Because, like I said, gbogbo yín èèyàn yín ni mí, ẹ̀yin náà èmi náà jẹ́ èèyàn yín. And if you are one, I will not lie to you. Please, don't let us let fake information derail our progress. And there's no stopping. We are not separatists. We are calling for the final dissolution. After all, Lugard said it was in temporary affairs in part. Please remember it. Right from the date, it was even said before it was amalgamated. It was said around November 1913. That was before even the amalgamation happened. They were already saying it was a temporary affair. And this was because the place was put together to stop the leakage of funds from the British Treasury to the Northern Territories, which later became Northern Protectorate of Nigeria. And even the South had already been supporting them with funds from 1906 to the tune of £25,000. And after 1906, by 1914, we now took the Galley became the bricky back of the North, supplying, and that's why one of the white colonialists described the South as the lady of means and the North a bankrupt husband. So we had to feed them. Please don't let us at this stage that we know these facts to let the fake news derail us. Let us find out the source and let them prove to us And in fact, don't let us waste time. When we are able to conclude that it's a fake news, leave it, let us move forward. Because we have a call to make. And that call is to call for the dissolution of the amalgamated country called Nigeria. It's just a trading post in the first place. That was what it was meant for. They looked at the rivers, whether it was navigable, looked at the new roads they were going to construct. Lagos was already developing. Whereas Lugard would lie to the Times of London that Lagos was a savage place. It's all documented. All because he was scared of the level of civility of the people of Yoruba land, Lagos colony and Yoruba land, of which the Alaafin Adeyemi I signed a treaty of protection, friendship, and trade. That was the treaty signed in 1897. Let's stop there. Fake news should not be a big problem for us. Thank you.
I want to split this one out a little bit more. I'm going to play a typical fake news, and let's see what we can pick from there. Let's have a look at this one.
Gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá tẹ́ ń gbọ́ mẹ́sẹ̀jì yìí ẹ má sùn o. Information tí mo fún yín yìí information tó ṣe pàtàkì ni tó lè affect gbogbo akitiyan tá ti ń ṣe lórí struggle fún òmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Bí mo ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn àwọn international community ti pè bàbá Ọbásanjọ́ àti bàbá Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ tí Afẹ́nifẹ́re pé kán wá finú hàn fáwọn nípa nǹkan tí Yorùbá fẹ́. Ẹ wò Ọbásanjọ́ àti bàbá Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ ti lọ ń bá àwọn òyìnbó lọ́wọ́ báyìí discuss nípa restructuring. Ẹ dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé restructuring kan ní gbogbo Yorùbá fẹ́, nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ni pé a fẹ́ òmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá through referendum. Mo fẹ́ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń gbọ́ voice message yìí kẹ́ send ẹ̀ sí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá kí gbogbo wọn ṣe voice kan gbé sórí gbogbo social media platform àti WhatsApp group wọn wípé Yorùbá ò fẹ́ restructuring. Ọbásanjọ́ àti Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ fún wa. What we are demanding for nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ni wípé a fẹ́ òmìnira orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá, and I want this through a referendum. Àdùgúnmá Kanjọ́lá ló ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. Mo ń pe gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ní gbogbo àgbáyé, gbogbo ọ̀dọ́, gbogbo obìnrin àti gbogbo àwọn ọkùnrin ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wípé Ọbásanjọ́ àti bàbá Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ lọ́wọ́ báyìí bí ṣe ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ yìí wọ́n ti ń bá wọn ṣe ìpàdé, àwọn òyìnbó ti ń bá wọn ṣe ìpàdé lókè òkun. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ń sọ fún òyìnbó pé restructuring ni Yorùbá fẹ́. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹni tó bá gbọ́ mẹ́sẹ̀jì yìí kó ṣe voice kó ṣe voice kó circulate káàkiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lórí WhatsApp, lórí Instagram, lórí Twitter àti Facebook, lórí gbogbo platform tó wà lórí WhatsApp àti lórí àwọn tẹ́ bá ní mobile telephone number wọn MTN, Glo and Airtel wípé nǹkan tí Yorùbá fẹ́ is self-determination, a sovereign Yorùbá state through a United Nations supervised referendum. Bóun la fẹ́. Ọbásanjọ́ àti Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ have been beneficiary of the Nigerian system. They never wanted Yoruba people to be free in their own sovereign homeland. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ torí Ọlọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń gbọ́ mẹ́sẹ̀gì yìí ẹ ṣe voice. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí gbogbo platform wa lórí WhatsApp. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jẹ́ bí individual friends wa lórí WhatsApp àti ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí Facebook wa tẹ́jọ́ rẹ wa. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ torí Ọlọ́run kẹ́ má jẹ́ kí gbogbo akitiyan tá ti ń ṣe àti gbogbo sacrifices tá ti gbé kó já sásán. Àwọn international community lọ́wọ́ báyìí wọ́n ń bá Ọbásanjọ́ àti Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ ṣe meeting bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń gbọ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ àfi Olódùmarè àtàwọn alálẹ̀ fi bẹ̀yìn kẹ́ tètè ṣe voice kẹ́ sọ fún àwọn kẹ́ sáàtẹ̀ káàkiri gbogbo pé Ọbásanjọ́ àti Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ wọn ò represent Yorùbá o, wọn ò represent nǹkan tí Yorùbá fẹ́, nǹkan tí Yorùbá ń demand fún ni self-determination for Yorùbá as a sovereign state through a United Nations supervised referendum. Tó bá gbọ́ tá bá ṣe lẹ́nìí tá circulate Ọbásanjọ́ àti Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ àtàwọn tọ́jọ́ ṣe meeting mọ̀ wípé báwo làwọn pípù yìí ṣe gbọ́ ó bẹ́tà ká hard fast o referendum forílẹ̀-èdè òmìnira Yorùbá la fẹ́ o Oòduà gbè wá o àṣẹ.
Baba, how genuine do you think this information is? Or maybe let's ask our audience first. Let's ask our audience. If you think this information is true, type 1. If you think it's false, type 2. On the chat, yeah? If you think the information is true, type 1. If you think it's false, type 2.
And what's the result?
I'm getting, some people said 2, and some people said 2. They say the information is true. If the information is true, type 2. If it's false, type 1. I hope we get it right.
Well, if I may help.
Okay, go ahead, Baba. Why they type in that in, yeah?
The deliverer of that piece has some truth in them, but the meeting is false. There's no such meeting.
Okay.
That I know. Because in this situation, people conjecture about a lot of things. Like some people, some months, about 15 months ago, were saying, Mama Charlie, we not jókòó lórí Nigeria pé Yoruba pé kán má jẹ́ kíní. But they never knew that the forefathers and foreparents of Mama Charlie have been lovers of the Yoruba race. Even when she came, one thing, maybe because some of us were not born there during the independence celebration, because we stayed behind, we mortgaged our future into Nigeria. The Queen never came for the handing of because Nigeria was the largest black country that they amalgamated. She only visited in 1956, and when she visited, she stayed longer in Yoruba land than any other part. She only spent a day and a half in the north, and same in the east, but spent several days in the west, where civilization was. Those of us who are old enough listening, if you travel beyond Offa, you start to wonder, where am I? You start to wonder, where am I? Sorry, there's my clock here. It sings to me, so don't mind. I hope it's not disturbing what I'm saying. No,
it's not disturbing you. It's not disturbing us.
So what I'm saying is that we have to seek truth from falsehood. It's very easy. All he's saying is that we should be wary, which I believe we should. But that there is a meeting deciding. The two of them cannot be the ones deciding for us. Those of the Europeans who know the Yoruba race, they will not do anything without inviting Professor Banji Akintoye or Wole Soyinka, because they want to hear both sides of the distance. Why will it be Obasanjo and this thing alone? Because these are the people, the proponents of this thing. But that's not the issue. If we think that the West does not know what we are calling for, we are deceiving ourselves. They are only waiting for us to manage that call effectively, so that it does not result into an all-out war, which I think we are trying to manage. Even though Buhari is just playing the game of cat and mouse, infiltrating the military with his own people and calling that there is going to be a coup. How can the president's team be calling that there is going to be a coup when he's the one trying to confuse his own people? And he has only opened the border in the north, so there's already Nigeria has been dissolved by him. That I keep on saying that. If you look at the new borders of Nigeria, it's extends into Niger, and the fact that they are already also budgeting for development in Niger at our own federal house. So it means the two countries are now one. So the country as we know it in the south as Nigeria no longer exists. That's the fact. We are only ignoring it. And it's dangerous that we're ignoring it. Right from the day in 2000 when the Sharia states, the 12 Sharia states came up, Nigeria had already been divided. But we still keep on having political accommodation, pretending that we have a nation, which is not a nation in the first place.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate that. Same night, the gentleman sent another voice note and said that information was given to him by the Yoruba Nation Global Directorate Services. I was furious about it. Why will they say that? Because that night we brought somebody in and we spoke to George Akinola when people were saying maybe Ilana might know. So that is what we did. So in the morning I tried to, even though we've done the program, we know it's a lie, but I still want to investigate it further. And this is the recording of my investigation. Let's have a look at it and hear what it says. Pé wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ fún wọn pé kí wọ́n fẹ́, wọ́n ní àwọn fẹ́ restructuring, àwọn fẹ́ Yoruba Nation. Gbàtà dẹ̀ wádìí lọ ó ní láti ọ̀dọ̀ National Yoruba Nation Global Directorate ní information yẹn ti wá.
No, I don't think so. I thought I don't know.
Okay, that is Princess Atayero, who is one of the directors of the Yoruba Global National Directorate. And I'm going to repeat what she said. This is her answer when I ask her. Pé wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ fún wọn pé kí wọ́n fẹ́, wọ́n ní àwọn fẹ́ restructuring, àwọn fẹ́ Yoruba Nation. Gbàtà dẹ̀ wádìí lọ ó ní láti ọ̀dọ̀ National Yoruba Nation Global Directorate ní information yẹn ti wá.
No, I don't think so. I thought I don't know.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n try láti wá message yẹn nítorí pé èmi jẹ́ èèyàn kan tó yẹ pé mo like òtítọ́. Tí bàbá kan bá sọ nǹkan tí ò da, tán bá dà wá, èmi wà lára wọn tó máa yẹ̀yẹ́ wọn tó máa fọ́gi mọ́ bàbá náà lórí. Mo ní bàbá. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí bàbá ò bá ṣe nǹkan kan, èmi máa ń jẹ́ ẹni tó máa ń jà fún ẹni tí ò bá ti anybody tó bá ló ṣe nǹkan tí ò ṣe, màá jà fún ẹni náà, màá kú síbẹ̀. Ṣóyè yín, èmi ò like kí dọ̀tí ta léèyàn tí ò ṣe nǹkan tán ló ṣe yẹn, èmi ò like ẹ̀ rárá ń tèmi. Nǹkan tí mo ṣe ni pé ká yànnà náà ẹ̀dí ẹ̀ kí n wá bí tí kìíní ẹ̀ ti wá nìyẹn ni mo ṣe ní kí n pè yín. But orúlẹ̀ wà lọ́dọ̀ yín it's not nice ká keep yín unnecessarily. Maybe ká fi yín sílẹ̀ kẹ́ máa lọ́ngbà ẹ̀ ti sọ pé ẹ̀ ti sọ authoritatively pé because ẹ̀yin ni director or directorate yẹn. And Timba lè béèrè sá, kí ni Yoruba Nation Directorate kí náà wà fún. Okay, that is the source of the information. That is one of the directors, and they just come back and say no. Kì í ṣe ọ̀dọ̀ wa ní information yẹn ti wá o. But my uncle has been stretching his neck and speaking loud with all intensity. Bó ṣe káwọn lára ni. But sometimes tí a bá gbọ́ information dáadáa tó bá káwọn lára tá a bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pump it out, it can lead to trouble. Like it leads to trouble in Rwanda. It led to trouble in Rwanda. Maybe we should open the line for people to call into this one, because we want people. Africa when you are about dasili. Think about Shelley. Let's call a spade a spade. You understand? Propaganda is good. I'm not saying we shouldn't propagate things, but let's make sure there's even if it's an iota of truth in there, if it's a minimum truth, before we propagate it, before we use propaganda. But come and say iota of truth make all the propaganda is very sad. Hello sir, Eba Dasaro sir. Hello sir. Hello.
So lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí hello.
Angboyin sir, Angboyin baba.
Mo ń gbà tẹ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ bàbá Àjàlá lẹ́ẹ̀kan nípa protest tó fẹ́ lọ sí Èkìtì.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Tí bàbá yẹn ní kọ́ máa wà náà tí ì fún wa ní èsì yẹn but mo kàn fẹ́ sọ ni wípé Akérédolú náà wọ́n ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ Ondo State. Orally wọ Ondo State náà wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe successfully. Ó ṣeé ṣe kó má jẹ́ Fáyẹmí gan ló sọ̀rọ̀. Pé káwọn kan ló lọ sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́lẹ̀ gbé sí lẹ́nu, ó lè tó jáde lẹ́nu. tó ká má bẹ̀rù àwọn tó fẹ́ lọ kán plan ara wọn dáadáa kán ṣe tó yẹ kán ṣe kán lọ síbẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá fi lè dìtọ̀ kan lóńdó ṣe Èkìtì yàn lé tó ẹ̀ àwọn Èkìtì á ṣiṣẹ́ tiwọn wọn ṣe èèyàn kéèyàn Oǹdó ló ti sọ pé no bọ̀ nígbà tó ti gbà yẹn Èkìtì ọwọ́ nìkan ní ti Èkìtì ká má wíìkì rárá nípa ẹni tó ṣe information tí à ń sọ yìí ó dà pé mi mo pè yín bó ti gbọ́ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ mo pè yín jọ ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ gan ìyá Adé Thomas iṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ gan wádìí káàkiri tó bá jẹ́ òótọ́ ni a ti fìdí múlẹ̀ láti gbà yín èmi ò gbà pé òótọ́ lọ̀rẹ́ o ó lè jẹ́ pé ẹni ẹ̀ gbọ́n kankan níbòmíì ó jẹ́ pé kì í ṣe bọ́ọ̀rọ̀ ṣe rí nìyẹn kó nǹkan exaggerate ẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn láti ṣọ́ra pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn ìtọ́mọ̀ fi dá ìfòyà kalẹ̀ sí gbòòrò kọ́mọ̀ wíkì àwọn ìmáàdà àwọn èèyàn tí mo máa sọ pa ẹ̀rọ yẹn ṣe.
ẹ ṣé bàbá adúpẹ́ sá thank you very much. Because of time, I don't want to keep Baba too long anymore. Baba, maybe I should let you go because you need to go to bed. You're going to work in the morning.
Yeah,
your last
walking
word.
is my strength. If you all know, it gives me the joy to move around, to run around, and I still feel that well.
You're still a young man.
So that I can always reach out to you. And that is why. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó ń ti farabalẹ̀ gbọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tá à ń sọ. Ọ̀rọ̀ sì pọ̀ tá a máa sọ. Àti bí ń ṣe sọ, ká mú sọ́kàn pé a bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún freedom wa. We are calling for the dissolution of the country so that each area that was forced into this amalgam go its own different way. It is the only willful blind that will force a people who have different social origin, language, and culture into a rigid entity called a country. So we are calling for the dissolution of the amalgam. That's our song. Only time I saw títí time I fi kúrò nìyẹn. It is agitation. We are calling for it because that place, like I said earlier, was put in place wrongly. And it was supposed to be a temporary thing. Ó dàárọ̀, ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Thanks, sir. Baba, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Bàbá o, bàbá o, bàbá o. Olúwa dá bàbá sí fún wa. Bàbá o, bàbá o, bàbá o. Olúwa dá bàbá sí fún wa. Bàbá Àjàlá, ọkùnrin ogun, ọkùnrin mẹ́ta àtààbọ̀. Àbọ̀ bẹ̀gàn ni wọ́n fi jẹ́ bóyá àbọ̀ yẹn gangan ni memory tí wọ́n fi ń ṣe mi mọye megabytes tí memory bàbá yẹn máa jẹ́. Wọn kì í fi kan pọ̀ méjì, wọ́n mọ gbogbo ẹ̀ in toto with date, with accuracy. Bàbá is still reading a lot of book. Wọ́n ṣe ń kàwé oríṣiríṣi just to make sure they feed up with the optimal truth information. I want to thank Baba Ajala for his kindness, for his time with us tonight. June 12th. It's going to happen everywhere you can think of. In every country you can think of. June 12th is going to happen. Definitely, and there's no going back. There's nothing stopping us. Nobody can stop us. Because Ashe Nwele Dumari Nikotanshi. So guys, Oloponda is still ongoing. My promise for this week is still stand. There's still more work to do. There's still more things to run around from. There's still more things that we have to do. Sir, quick question. What happened to places like, say, Lagos and Abuja that other Nigerians have invested if there's a dissolution? Yeah. If you have business in England and you go back to Nigeria, your business still stand. Nothing. It has to be a workable understanding. If you want to do business in my land, if we want to do business in their land, we have to do things right wherever you are. If we have to go there to do business, we have to have a legitimate business we're doing there. If they have to come here to do business, they have to have a legitimate business in there. So that is just it. It is not rocket science. It will be ruled by international law. If you come to England without any business, you'll be kicked out. So if they come to us like they used to come in thousands and millions, and maybe you don't know how these people are flooding in. They're flooding in so badly that it's so worrisome, the amount of people who are coming in on a daily basis without any reasons. A trailer, they will hide inside the trailer. If you're going somewhere, why do you do stowaway? You won't do stowaway if you have good intention. And if you go to a place, you get there, where are you going to stay? Not inside the bush. Baba has got. I think a computer processor is actually emulating Baba's brain. That's what I would say to you guys. Okay. Whichever country you are, please come out in thousands, if not a million, to support the rally. The more you come out, the better it's going to be for us. Like I said, we're still trying to iron out and work out the UK one, because I really wanted to start from Peckham, but it's not down to me, it's down to us. You understand? So it's going to be a collective response on how we're going to do it. If you want t-shirt, you know the number to call. If you want to buy from us, there's so many people selling t-shirt, so there's no excuse that you can't buy a t-shirt or there's nowhere to buy a t-shirt. Everybody is selling t-shirt. Dara is selling, Omoba is selling, Adejoke is selling, Lady B is selling, Ayogundimu is selling, the people, Prophet Ologun is selling, Jide Ige is selling. So there's no way you will say you can't buy a t-shirt. All of us are selling t-shirt just to make sure this Yoruba nation awareness grows. And the t-shirt is not only for the rally, especially the one without the flag. If he hasn't got flag, it's a fashionable t-shirt. You can wear it anywhere. I've seen somebody wearing England. Why will I wear England t-shirt if I can wear my Yoruba nation? So find someone selling t-shirt in your local area and buy it from them. If you want to buy from Heritage, we ship worldwide as well. There's nowhere in the world we can't ship to. And the good thing about it is that our shipping has gone better. And you know why it's gone better? Because we have a better company delivering within a week to most places in the whole world now. Within a week, you will get your t-shirt in America. Actually, they said 3 to 4 days, but we give it a week because we want to make sure it's so. The one we posted last week has been delivered today, which is very, very strange. We posted it on Thursday. Some people have gotten there today, and I'm surprised because when we used to send it with Royal Mail, it takes longer than that. It takes 2 weeks sometimes, average of 2 weeks. The only thing with this one is that it costs us a little bit more, which is not a problem. We're going to try and pass the price on to the customer because we both enjoying the good service. The good thing about it is that you get a text. Even the people in England, you get a text, you get an email to say, oh, your item has been shipped. And after ship, your item will be delivered today. And later on, your item will be delivered between so and so hours. They give you 1 hour slot. So, service. I think it's a good service, worth paying for. So, the UK might be going to, it's currently £5. It might be going to £7 to post to UK. It might be going to, I think, £16 to post to anywhere in Europe. And it might be going to £30 to post to America. The more you buy, the better it is. Because if you buy so many, you can enjoy the facilities of paying just a little bit over that amount of money. I've seen people buying £700 worth of shirt and paying only £50 to ship it. So it's a good deal. And we have so many types. When you talk about t-shirt, I think when you talk about t-shirt, you have to talk about heritage. Yes, we commercialize the agitation by selling the t-shirt. We're selling a product that is fashionable, a product that's worth wearing, a product you would love to wear. That's one. You can't see that properly there. Let's have a look at it here. So that's that one. Orioloko on the shoulder, the star around the Orioloko, both in the front and in the back, and you have Proudly Yoruba in there. We have which other one do we have? So many types. We cannot even talk about it just enough. The one I'm wearing is available as well, Yoruba Nation, in so many types. So many type of t-shirt are here for you to have a very good dress in mode in Yoruba Nation. I don't know what to say, but you will never regret getting one of these shirts. It's just so lovely. This one is called Going Back to My Root. That is what that one is called. Okay, that was quick, uncle. Okay, no problem. I will arrange that for you, sir. The one with the flag. Okay, that's a long sleeve though. That the one he was wearing is a long sleeve. So after the show, I will try and contact you maybe later today or first thing in the morning, sir. Thank you very much. We have so many types that is ravaging the whole community now, because it's just too fashionable that you cannot say you wouldn't want to lay your hand on one of these ones. This is another one, and this one is called Oriolokun on the chest. Isn't that lovely? Right. And the good thing about all these things is that they fit the market, they fit into it nicely. So it doesn't matter how. The Orioloko on the shoulder, on the chest is two types. One is the light one, so that if it's hot you can wear it, and one is the heavy one. I think I loved Going Back to My Roots so much. I really loved that one like something else. And the cream on the cake for the t-shirt is this one I'm going to show you now. If you are not Omoluabi, you need to look away now so that you won't have to see this. If you are not Omoluabi, you need to look away now so that you won't not have to see this, because if you're not Omoluabi, if you see this, you won't like it. Yeah, if you're not Omoluabi, you have to be an Omoluabi to love this one, because this is so lovely. I can guarantee you this one is very, very lovely. This one here, this one here, this one is called Omoluabi. And the good thing about it is that it comes with a jogger as well. It has a jogger that you can actually fit on yourself as well very nicely. That's the jogger for it. Yeah, and that is all about that t-shirt and all the other stuff. If you want to support Olopoida, yeah, I think I got it right. Olopoida. If you want to support them, the website is called www.olopoida. It's spelled as OLOPONDA.org. Don't look for the ho underneath the ho, because you won't find it. So it's Oloponda if you want to spell it in English, but it's actually pronounced Oloponda. So guys, this is where I will be calling it a day with you guys. I want to say I love you all, and I hope to see you tomorrow by the grace of God. Please help us drive this project forward and let us deliver ourselves. Open my Obolua be set we be navy blue. Oh, because I think you ordered the top and bottom. You received it already. Wow, that's lovely, Auntie. Yeah, I need that one. The guy. Oh, is that you? Oh, I didn't know that was you. Okay. Okay, we arrange that one for you tomorrow, brother. Okay. Sister Binkpe, how are you? Sagacity, thank you very much. Bidian, The reason you get the gray one is because it's only the gray one that have the top and bottom. I think you get it, you order the top and bottom. That is why you have to get that one, because it's only that one that has the bottom. It's only the gray one that has the bottom. That's why you get the gray one. I'm sorry for that. But if you think you want to change it, let me know and we can work something out for you. It shouldn't be a problem, because at the end of the day, I want this outfit and the one called Yoruba Nation. Okay, I will respond to your message in the morning. I will respond to your message later on today. And okay, these two. Okay, why this white hoodie is coming back? The hoodie is coming back. And you want this one with milk and honey as well? Wow. Okay, don't worry. I will respond to your messages in the morning. The reason being that I'm tired. Guys, I can see your name there. Where you talking R.O.? I didn't want to pronounce your name in full. That's why I gave you the new name called R.O. That's you. Like, I call some people KS. I call some people African. Oh, African Best is not on this chat tonight. What happened? Is he sleeping or is there a walk? Guys, thank you for responding to every question. Thank you for being part of this show. If you have not liked the show, please like it. If you have not subscribed, please do me a favor and subscribe. God will make way for you. I'm not getting money for your subscription. I just want to make sure people watch my program. That is it. I'm not saying you can subscribe and pay money, but it's I'm okay. I thank God for what we're doing. Olaponda is the one that you need to help out. You need to help Olaponda a lot. You need to be part of that project and deliver our people. You will see the difference within a very short time. Please be part of it, and I hope to see you sometimes tomorrow. I think my first show tomorrow is going to be about 6 o'clock, because we have Baba Iweja tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Good thing is that so many people's problems are getting solved, and with this kind of prayer that we're doing here, and we want to thank God for what He has done for us, and what is to do, and what is yet to do, and what He has been doing. Guys, I love you, and I hope to see you tomorrow. If you need to ask anything, no, the tide in US, the tide bank in US is not I don't think there's tide bank in US, but the best thing for you to do is to send me your email address, your delivery address, and your name, and I will do the rest. I will send you an invoice, and you can actually pay online. Send me an invoice. Okay. No, this is, I'll repeat that, because I think I missed that one up. I will raise an invoice for you if you send me your name, what you want, your email address, and your delivery address. If you send all those things for me, I will raise an invoice for you. You pay online, and that is as easy as APC, or as easy as PCPC, or PCPC. I don't know how to call that. Maybe because I've got a little bit of gap in my teeth, so I can't do it. Anyway, guys, I love you all, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Good night.
ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ jùmọ̀ kọ orin ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àwa ni Ògo Adúláwọ̀.
Sorry, I missed KP there. KP. I just see you.
Share. Everybody in London, have you heard that Heritage Television has come up with something new? All your functions and celebrations can now be multi-camera live stream that was only reserved for the rich and famous. Having a function in London can be viewed clean and clear immediately from any part of the world. Trust Heritage TV to give you a better reach. Heritage Television also does photography that will make you the envy of all your friends and family. Heritage Television is the best. All your functions like birthdays, funerals, weddings, church anniversaries or harvest. Heritage Television is the master. We are in the heart of London with an ultra-modern equipped studio. You can call us on 020-800-46100 or email us info@heritagetv.co.uk or mobile 0734 1234 560. Heritage Television will do you proud.